Issue 283. The story starts out with Sally having stage fright, and Sonic says that she can't get stage fright because she leads him to battle without breaking a sweat. If the writer knew this was out of character, why did he write it? This had never happened to her before. Great start there. Who are Sally and Sonic talking to about their plan to fix the planet in one stroke? I figured the plan would be kept a secret. It just feels like they're breaking the fourth wall. We see Big, Cream, and Tails in a flying airship coming out of the Sky Patrol. Sonic's on the TV telling his friends that they've got all the emeralds. Why is he telling them this? Why alert Eggman to his plan the day it happens? Cream runs up to her mother, who misses her, and Big's holding something while Tails says he's sorry he can't stay. Then Sally and Sonic kept revealing their plan, saying that they have all the Gaia keys. Why? It would make sense if they had this TV announcement after the planet was fixed. We see Cream briefly telling her mother all about her last mission, and Emerald shows up at her house saying that he's their armed escort, in a jokey way. Sally says that she'll be catching Eggman off guard, not if he's watching the right TV channel. She says that this is where you come in, and with your help, they're gonna coordinate worldwide simultaneous assault. Why does it have to be simultaneous? Do they not know how fast Sonic is? So she's contacting all of her freedom-fighting friends. So she's not telling this to everyone on the planet, she's just talking to all of her previous allies, including the traitors in Shamar. Can the plot get started already? I know the heroes have the keys and emeralds. Emerald lampshades to Cream that he missed out on a ton of fun, but someone's got to keep an eye on things here. I guess the logic is he's here to protect Mobotropolis and not hold just in case. And he's a bodyguard to keep Vanilla from getting kidnapped. At least that serves a purpose. But we've almost never seen him fight anything. So it looks like he's just the reason for Eggman to give up and not try to kidnap Vanilla. That doesn't explain why he hasn't sent missiles at those cities, though. Cream says to Emerald that she's missed him, and he says sweetly, "Right back at you, kiddo." That was sweet, but a total waste of time. Sally says that the attacks will purely be a diversion to keep Eggman distracted long enough for the heroes to activate the Gaia temples. Or Sonic could just homie attack all of the Egg Army members and knock them out so they wouldn't need distractions. He could break all of their arms and legs. Now that makes sense. We keep seeing panels showing the friends that they're contacting, but I'd rather see those people when they're in the process of fighting. Or not see them at all, so that the panels can only be dedicated to the actual plot being progressed, showing Sally talking. Instead, her time in comic space is being wasted severely. The king says it's his honor to help Cream as she bows and thanks him for giving them his aid. Sally says that this will take some time to coordinate, so in the meantime, she sent two of their best to Mobotropolis under the guise of a family visit. So Cream shows the keys and emeralds to the king, and Sally announces that the emeralds and keys are being safely held in the vault of the castle until it's time to strike. They're secretly held there. Maybe if Flynn didn't make the Shamar freedom fighters into traitors for no reason, Sally wouldn't look as stupid here. It's not her fault she doesn't know she's making a mistake. Still, why does she think she needs to tell them all where the emeralds and keys are? It'd be most safe and secure to not do that, so that as little people as possible will know where they are. It doesn't matter that she's talking to just her friends. Wasn't it obvious from the start that their message could get hacked and intercepted by the bad guys? I was assuming that was happening from the start. This is so predictable. Sonic says that his team will remain Eggman's primary target while the rest get things set up. Then Chip introduces himself, and wastes a ton of time in comic space. This is really boring. This is not good originality, because it makes the game look better for not having this. At least there's no frustrating plot holes or awful characterization aside from the stupid traitors existing, so it's easy to get through the story quickly without losing motivation and needing a break. But there's barely any plot here. Nothing is happening. This is one sentence. Did we really need to be shown the entirety of the hero's message when just recapping what we already know? Sally's lied to by a traitor, and Sonar panics that Sally wants to incite a world war, and she's called and told, "I won't tell Eggman and we'll work around this." Wait, I thought they would tell Eggman. Because they're on his side. Huh? What's the point of these characters if they're never gonna do anything? The heroes are also told that they'll have the entire gun fleet on their side. And Espio has to force Spectre to agree to help for free. I'm dying of boredom here. Is this gonna be the entire story? Rotor ends the message and says that there's no sign of a breach in the secure signal. He's a sad AM character, so he's gonna turn out to be wrong. Sally says they'll need to coordinate with Knuckles to make sure they don't destroy Angel Island when they restore the world. Why the fuck does Sally think they'll destroy Angel Island if it falls? SC1 happened in this continuity, and it wasn't destroyed there. The story ends on a downer because it turns out Tailsaw was transmitting the whole thing. The next story is about Eggman receiving the message from the Tailsaw, when we don't need to see this. So the issue is just a gigantic bit of worthless filler, when we could have easily seen the arc wrapped up here. Anyone with any common sense would have just had this issue be about Sonic running to every Gaia temple and putting all the emeralds in them in like 5 seconds. And then most of the plot could be about something actually interesting instead. Eggman talks to Phage, who had hoped to have more time before interacting with him again, for some reason, when that's her creator. Again, Nicole should have easily killed Phage in cyberspace. So there's no excuse for her being alive, so this is impossible to take seriously. Eggman calls her treasonous and she doesn't get it, because he created her to invade, absorb, and destroy systems. He tells her that she started with his systems, and he lost 60 TB of data because of her. But Eggman sure was stupid for not programming her to know the difference between his databases and everyone else's databases. She tells Eggman that she's trolled the gun email servers, and all of their personnel have been contacted by a fake Nigerian prince. Most people wouldn't fall for it though because it's such a common, well-known scam. Only then does Eggman agree to see the priority message from the Tailsaw. I hope the story skips past him seeing it instead of showing it all again. What was the fucking point of showing Phage? The only part I liked about it, that was worth it, was that she apparently screwed over Eggman like a good guy, and he called her out on it. I've started being annoyed that she keeps stopping to list synonyms of what she's saying. Why would she be programmed to do that? Why would that not be programmed out of her? Eggman says that Phage is not going anywhere because she's already safely contained on a server. Oh, for fuck's sake! An entire page is wasted on Eggman seeing all of Sonic and Sally's message to their friends again. Why didn't Rotor notice that there was a breach in their secure signal? This writer really does think he can get away with anything. What kind of writer would do this? This is horrible padding. He'll take any excuse to waste our time so there can be more issues to buy. I don't think anybody read the reboot without skipping any of the dialogue. I didn't read a damn word of this page because I know it's the same dialogue. This might be the first comic book I read where I was so fucking bored with it that I started skipping stuff. Cubot and Orbot know that Eggman's gonna lose, and Eggman tantrums, of course. At least he turned off the message when Chip came in. Eggman tells Cubot to get Phage in contact with Tailsaw and get Wendy online, and tells Orbot to call the Battlelord and Hooligans, and calls the Metal Sonic as well. We didn't need to see Eggman's reaction to the message. Maybe it would have had better impact if it was all surprise. We could have just seen all those troops when they start being bothersome. Why are we seeing him contact the Battlelord? Why is it wasting an entire page? We could have just seen him attack the Sky Patrol and not seen him get told to do it. What was he thinking? Oh, I know. He's thinking that he writes in a very slow-paced way all the time because he doesn't have very many new ideas, because he's not creative at all. And Orbot says he's contacted Bang. I'm skipping this shit. This is boring and worthless. We don't need to see this until it's happened. And I don't care about what Orbot's saying either. Eggman plans to set a course for Eggman Land to make the Death Egg run forever on Dark Eye Energy. Eggman looks over at Metal Sonic's old message about finding a lead regarding Abatos. Eggman says that he never followed up on that region, but I thought he was about to. I assumed he would follow up on it right after the Sonic the Fighters arc. He said he wanted to send his bad guys after the old man before Ifrit came in. How stupid is he that he never followed up on that region? Tails' dull's logs show the Sky Patrol taking a deliberate flight path after leaving Abatos. So Eggman realizes that the heroes can access all the Gaia temples from Abatos. I assumed he would have invaded it right away, because Metal Sonic found a lead a long time ago. Only this writer would make Eggman this stupid. This is by Ian Flint. Skip this issue. This is a case where the issue is so boring and pointless that it becomes worthless. It's basically, we pointlessly see Sonic send a message to all of their allies across the world, recapping to us all they've accomplished in the arc, and they want all of their allies to strike at the Gaia temples at once to fix the planet. The entire story was wasted on that, when we could have been told that they sent the message to them after the fact instead of being shown the whole thing. And all the time they were having that message, Sonic could have fixed the planet. How stupid is Sally? And as I expected from the start, Eggman ends up seeing the whole message because of Tails' soul. So he wastes our time in comic space in another predictable story where he hires various bad guys against the heroes, which we could have seen bother the heroes later for better impact, and not been shown this ahead of time. The only way this issue would have any worth is if the comic was cancelled after this, and so this issue would at least give you clues as to how the next issue would have been. Instead, the issue is practically worthless. Don't bother with it. On the bright side, the fact that its basic-ass story was just that means that there weren't a ton of plot holes and shitty characters to annoy me, so it was easy to get through it all quickly. But by the Eggman story, I stopped giving a shit. Why wouldn't I? It's not like he's Boom Eggman.